Thanks a lot for being a part of the Box.org community. Some of you watching this short video have been using Box for up to 10 years, but for some of you, you're brand new to Box. And I just wanted to say again, welcome to the Box.org community. Regardless of your tenure with Box, we just wanted to do a really short video to tell you more about the Box.org program, help you understand a little bit more about how nonprofits are utilizing Box to meet their important missions, provide you with some resources that make your use of Box in your journey with Box more successful, and also offer you a way of sharing your success stories so that we can then amplify those and spread the word about your important work. The Box content platform itself is being used in several parts of the nonprofit industry. For nonprofits themselves, it's being used in the program area, the fundraising, communications, and fund development area, and then also the admin area for admin and HR and managing the board. Our mission is really based on helping you as organizations be successful and achieve your missions. So Box.org is a program whereby we donate access to our platform for 10 Starter Edition users at no cost, and more information is available at Box.org. But we're also partnering with more and more organizations, be it by way of volunteering, by way of networking, and working through our connections in fundraising and development areas, or also sharing our voice in facilities. So if you scan through the Box.org blog over time, you'll see more and more important stories of nonprofit innovation and success. So over 3,000 nonprofits are now using Box. We wanted to spend a moment telling you some of those ways with which the platform is being used. So in that first domain that we spoke about, the program area, maybe it's Team Rubicon, who's using Box to mobilize thousands and thousands of their volunteers in the field when responding to disasters, from the onboarding and the documents associated with that, to the execution of a response, and then all the way through to the administration that comes with following up on those responses. Or it may be KIP, schools in DC, using Box in their programs as a curriculum platform to carry the needed class materials and learning materials straight through to the classroom, to the learner, to the student. Or maybe it's PBS, another great media nonprofit who's actually sending the shows and the recorded work that they do around to their member stations and to their different teams using Box in a secure way. A fourth that might be worth mentioning is the Aspca, using Box in the very content or file-heavy aspects of law enforcement, working with volunteers to bring more animals into safe shelter and into custody. Or last, an organization like Biblica, who's a smaller organization that translates texts, ancient texts, and has remote home-based workers that tie into Box and translate these important materials for their audience. So as you can see, I'm very passionate about the way that Box is being applied in the program, because I think that's where missions are achieved and the most impact is happening. But as I stated, funding, communications, and development is the second area where this stuff's really important too. Without that funding, it's hard to execute those programs. And so organizations like Grameen Foundation, Battling Poverty, is using Box in the vein of writing grants. According to the chief tech officer there, Steve Anderson, over 100 documents can go into one grant proposal that they're writing. And they're using Box and the folder structure in Box to make that a very collaborative and efficient process, so that the drafts and the images and the reports and the media and the videos and pictures are all housed in one place, and all the departments in the organization are able to feed from those in a secure place using the Box platform. A second example might be Kiva. Many of us have become aware of the micro lender called Kiva. Their Kiva fellows are wandering around the world, in every corner of the world, meeting with their loan recipients, taking images of those loan recipients, collecting content on forms and things of that nature, getting back to internet access, or capturing that offline and then coming back to internet access and syncing those assets through Box from all far reaches of the world back to the website team, the communications team, and other marketers that then can add those assets to the website in an efficient way. Or the Nature Conservancy, who's using Box worldwide in dozens of countries across thousands of users. The communications team at the Nature Conservancy is managing the press relationships that they have, with each of their communications managers managing a relationship with dozens of different press entities that are requiring pictures of these land parcels that they're protecting. That ability for those communication professionals to manage securely and collaborate with all those press contacts helps that flow of their work make it through to the press and thus make it into donors' inboxes and on donor websites much faster, again helping them raise more money and tell their story. So last but not least, I'll touch just briefly on the third realm that nonprofits are really starting to put Box to work, and that's in the admin areas, be it the folks at GuideStar, for those familiar with the nonprofit data provider, using Box to manage their board meeting minutes and all their board strategy and planning meetings, and then sharing those assets with the board on a regular basis in a secure way. Or administratively, Donors Choose, who many of us have heard of, that does a lot to empower teachers in classrooms, using Box to, when they hire new employees or volunteers, get those individuals up to speed, invite them into folders on Box with all of their onboarding materials to get them into the work faster, so they're ramping up faster to help them meet their mission. Or again, Kiva using Box to facilitate the electronic signature component of the fellows contract when they're onboarding new capacity and new fellow volunteers. Or News Story. It's a new example that I just heard about yesterday. News Story working with a partner called DocuSign to, much like the Habitat for Humanity organization model that they're applying as a small organization, to smooth out the administrative parts of getting people into safe and secure shelter. So lots of use cases. I hope you found some of those inspiring. I know I get going fast, but I did want to touch on those. And there's also going to be a group of links that you'll see in the description of this video. The links that you'll see will be a link to free classes that you can take on the basics of using Box. There will be a link there for billing, so that if you have any billing concerns with us, for those that are using the discounted version of Box beyond the donated aspect, there'll be access there. Access to our support teams will be there. Frankly, if you have technology volunteers or developers on staff that are developing applications, we'll send you a link even that can send them to the developer materials they'll need to be successful. So again, those are going to be in the description of the video. We're also releasing in the very near future a customer community, and the nonprofit cohort will be a part of that initial rollout of that community. And that is going to be an environment, again, stay tuned and we'll get you invited into that environment. But that's a place that you can share your resources, your stories, your questions, your concerns with one another. We'll also be feeding a lot of resources into that online peer-to-peer community. And last but not least, we also have a LinkedIn group, which the link to that group, I believe it's called Box for Nonprofits, will be available there as well. There are already 300 of professionals in that group, networking, asking one another questions about Box and so on. So we really want to make you successful in your career in more ways than just with our technology. So my request would be, one, that you attend our BoxWorks event every year. We do it in the fall. There are always going to be some discounted ways of getting a pass to BoxWorks, and just stay tuned. And please, we'd love to see you at that event. There are always thousands of great technology thinkers there that are helping move their organizations to a new level. And last year we had hundreds of nonprofits on hand. So a really great community forming there. But also want you to share your success stories directly with me, directly to my inbox. My inbox is bb@box.com. And if you have success stories using the Box technology, or can think of a way that we can support your innovation or your success using our technology or working with us as an organization, please send me an email directly. And last, I encourage you to get to know some employees at the Box organization. We're hiring a lot of folks. There likely are going to be people that work for Box in your communities. If you have a great organization and you develop a relationship with Box employees, more and more I'm seeing Box employees get involved in volunteering and creating awareness for organizations here. And as we spread out around the world, we want to support as many organizations as we possibly can. So again, welcome to the Box.org community. I hope you got some good ideas on how to use Box and a good insight into resources that will help you. And I personally am very, very grateful that you're using Box and being a part of our community. So thanks a lot.